Hi, I'm Mike Bird, CEO of urban.com.au. I'm here with Andrew Steele from INPG.
Mike, how you doing?
Good, mate.
That's good.
And today we've got a special new segment where thousands of buyers every month make inquiries on Urban on projects across Australia. And every single one of them, we ask them how their experience was with the agent. And Andrew's beaten out thousands of agents to be the number one performer in terms of your feedback for January. So congratulations, mate.
Thanks very much. That's great. Great news.
And so what we're looking at, what we're going to discuss with Andrew today, is really what should buyers be looking out for and what are some of the pitfalls they can avoid. So, first of all, what should buyers be looking out for in the off-the-plan sector?
I think with buying off the plan, there can be sometimes a bit of ambiguity. So I think what's really important for buyers is to get detail. Ask your agent lots of detailed questions. Have a really clear understanding of what you're looking for as well before you're going out and having these appointments with agents and looking at different projects.
So you mean like looking at getting questions and preparing questions before you go to the appointment?
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think, buying off the plan, have a think about your current living situation. What do you like about where you're living currently? What don't you like about where you're living currently? And, where do you want to see yourself? What sort of home do you want and what's important to you?
And so in terms of comparing, because it can be quite hard, I think, for buyers looking at plans and really understanding that within the context. What does that actually mean in terms of size?
Yeah, okay.
What are some ways that they can get around that?
Yeah, so again, so like I said before, detail is important. So things like size, like you said. So get an understanding of trying to read the floor plan. That can be a difficult part of buying off the plan. You can use the display suite potentially sometimes. That might be built to scale. Get an understanding of how that relates to the floor plans that you're looking at.
Yeah.
And also measure out your current home and sort of look at sizing there, how your furniture fits and how that would fit in the off-the-plan apartment or townhouse that you're looking at. That's a good thing to look at too. Other detail that's super important, I think, for buyers is get an understanding of specifications, fixtures and fittings.
And so what do you mean by fixtures and fittings? Is it the brands or what is it about that they should watch out for?
Yeah, look, it's brands. Going into the display suites, I mean, developers spend a lot on display suites. They're beautiful, very impressive. You can walk in and be wowed. You've just got to make sure that what you're looking at and what you're buying is either the same as the display suite or find out what's different. Find out what in the display suite is the standard spec and what is an upgrade. So are the appliances in there?
Is that a little bit like buying a brand new car where sometimes you go do a test drive, there's a price on the wall, and then you do a test drive in the super deluxe model, and you find out that to get that one is going to cost all this extra money?
Yeah, certainly. So exactly right. So you go and you see, the top end model, and then you drill down and sort of talking about your price point. It doesn't come with all the bells and whistles. So just make sure when you're looking off the plan that you're finding out what is, what appliances are included, what's the brand, the size, the spec, what stone, is timber flooring an upgrade, is it a standard inclusion, all those things. Ask your agent, find out from the developer what you're actually getting. If they can provide, the more detail that they can provide, the more comfortable you should be moving ahead.
And do you think, how important is the developer and the builder and that whole piece, or is it more about the agent? What do you think?
I think all of it. I think the developer is very important. So, a proven track record in delivering projects that they've, sold in the past, that they've been delivered to, what they were selling it as on time as well is important. I think what is also important is a developer's pipeline. What have they got in the future? So
why does that matter?
I think that matters because what they're currently selling, so you as a buyer, you come into the display suite, if they've got projects in the future, then you've got to make sure they deliver on the one that you're looking at. So the success of the current project will determine the success of their future projects as well.
One of the things we've really focused on when we're building Urban is thinking, how can we help buyers to tell the difference between a really experienced developer and one that isn't as experienced? And one of the ways we've done that is through developer track record.
Yep.
So effectively what we're doing is allowing buyers to see all of the projects, just as you said,
yep,
of that the developers previously delivered and all the ones that they've got coming up. So definitely check that out if you're thinking about it.
Yeah, and I think it's important the team that they're working with too. There's new developers out there that are doing a fantastic job. Teams can be, the architects they're working with, the development management teams they're working with, the builder that they're working with. Again, the more detail you can get from your agent, the more transparent they are, the more knowledgeable they are, the more comfortable you should be buying.
I think you mentioned as well that sometimes buyers ask you about speaking to someone from the development team themselves. That sounds like a pretty reasonable idea.
Yeah, I think so. I think if the developer's transparent, and they're happy with that, you should have more confidence in that developer. If it's just the agent you're dealing with and you can't seem to get through to the developer or maybe the builder and things like that, you've got to worry about, after settlement, what sort of care are you going to get if there's any issues, which you hope won't happen, but they do. You've got to make sure you're looked after. So after service care is very important. So you've got to make sure that, you're still dealing with the agent after, the developer and anyone else that you, to make sure that things go smoothly.
Well, thanks for sharing the tips. Congratulations,
No
mate.
worries.
You've done bloody well.
Thank you very much.
Good on you.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.